All right, we're going to do surface area of pyramids and cones now. Just like surface area of your prisms, I need to pull apart the shape and see what I have. When I have a square pyramid, if you can see that figure, I have a square plus I have 4 equal triangles. So recall, area of a triangle is equal to base times height divided by 2. Okay, so I have my square that's 8 by 8. And if you can see, my triangle has a base of 8 and it has what we call a slant height of 8 9/10. So you're just going to go 8 times 8 plus 4 times, I don't know what that happened there, base times height divided by 2. But if you can see, you can cancel right here. This becomes a 1 and this becomes a 2. And then you just plug it into your calculator. So you're going to do, I'm going to show you, 8 times 8 plus 2 times 8 times 8 9/10. 206 4/10 feet squared. Because remember, we're still finding area. We're not doing volume anymore. Same thing. We're going to do area of the square plus 4 of the triangles. So the square is 3 times 3, which is the same thing as 3 squared, better way to write it. 4 times you have the base times the height of the triangle, the whole thing divided by 2. We cancel right here and we do the problem. And you get 42 meters squared. A canopy is just a tent without a base. So it tells you it's got a square on the bottom. So you're not going to do the area of the square because there is no, when it's just a tent, there's no bottom to the tent. It just wants to know the triangles. So you're going to do 4 triangles that are 3 by 4 times 2 divided by 2. Cancel here. And then just do 2 times 3 4/10 times 2 and get your answer of 13 6/10 meters squared. So there you go. Same thing on this one, do the same process. You have 4 times 8 times 10 divided by 2, and you add the surface area of your tent. Cones. What I want you to remember is when we did cylinders. So I want you to be able to compare these 2 formulas. Yeah, what a great picture. 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. So now when I'm doing the cone, I want you to see how close these formulas are. Now I want you to remember that we multiplied by 2 because you have 2, well, this one right here, you have 2 bases that are circles, okay? And I kind of explained this one to you before. This is actually circumference of the circle times the height of the shape. But you don't need to know that. You just need to get this formula memorized now. For your cone, you have 1 base that's a circle. That's the area of a circle. Plus, you have this unusual shape here that if you cut and flattened out, the formula would be pi r l. If you notice, there's only really one difference. Oh, I can't believe I just did that. 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h, and then pi r squared plus pi r l. I had to grab a pen. So I want you to notice that really the only difference is right here. On the cylinder, you're multiplying by 2. Well, why are you multiplying by 2? Remember I told you. Because the cylinder, nice cylinder, has 2 bases that are circle. A cone only has this one base right here. So that's the biggest difference. So now you're looking here and you're going, well, wait a minute, what's the difference between an H and an L? Well, a height of a cylinder, it stands straight up. So the height is right here. For a cone, it doesn't stand straight up. So you have your height right here. This is your slant height, but it's really essentially still considered our height. There is a height that actually goes from the top down to here, but we use that height of the whole figure when finding volume, not when finding surface area, because we want to know the height of this piece of the shape when I flatten out, because that's the piece that I'm going to paint or wrap. So for my formula, I'm just going to go pi r squared plus pi r times 10. And make sure you pay attention to what you need to round to. And you're going to go second pi 3.5 squared plus second pi 3.5 times 10. There you go. And rounding to the nearest tenth, you're going to get 148 4/10 feet squared. It's pretty easy. And then you do it again. Oh, they twisted upside down. So you're going to go pi r squared plus pi r L. That's it. It's just a formula. There you go. That's the end of the lesson. It's pretty easy. It's not hard.